Hey everyone, it's me, John, again. Welcome to another episode of Itchy Mysteries. I'm really excited about this one. We are looking into the killing season, and I first started hearing about this while I was doing research on web sleuths for several other cases that I've done on Brain Scratch. And they started talking about this official series that Web Sleuths was involved with, the killing season. When I looked into it more, I actually learned that it features two documentarians that I'm kind of becoming a big fan of, and that is Joshua Zeman and Rachel Mills. They are the same people that did both Cropsey and Killer Legends, which I've done reviews of both of those films previously. I think they're both available on Netflix here in the US. I'll have links down below to at least my reviews of them. But in short, I really liked both of those documentaries. I think the only thing I knocked Joshua for a little bit was some of his delivery in the narration parts seemed a little heavy-handed, almost like, you guys know that I try to shy away from the creepy storytelling thing that is happening on many other channels on YouTube. I can tell you that in this new show, The Killing Season, Josh has really rounded a big corner there, and I think it's because the subject matter has brought him so close to the tragedies that are going on. So let me read the description from IMDB about what this show is, and then we'll talk a bit more about it. The Killing Season, from executive producer Alex Gibney, follows documentarians Joshua Zeman and Rachel Mills as they investigate one of the most bizarre unsolved serial killer cases of our time. 10 dead sex workers discovered on Gilgo Beach, Long Island. Authorities believe these killings are the work of the Long Island serial killer, who, after 5 years, remains at large. Forging relationships with cyber sleuths, journalists, and victims' families, Zeman and Mills uncover connections that suggest Long Island is just the beginning. Sound interesting? I'm sure if you're a fan of Brain Scratch that this show would be a natural fit for you. First of all, the style of the documentarians, the way that they go about trying to uncover the mystery here, the respect that they pay when they are dealing with people that are directly involved with it, all echoes very strongly my sentiments of how these things should be handled. There is no sense of glorification of the story. It's down to a very simple point. This story is already horrible, it's already terrifying, and as you discover more of the truths in it, it just becomes more so. You don't need to sell it any particular way to make it seem scarier. You don't need to show horrible crime scene photos or things of that nature to freak out your audience. This is already a terrible tragedy. And what's great about this series is they are looking into it from kind of multiple angles. You're getting a good dose of the official word from authorities. It looks like they even got an interview with Dormer, who was the head of the Suffolk Police Department when all this went down. But they're also using historical footage of him. They have access to all the footage that you would need. I mean, this is a big production. This is on A&E. So you're seeing clips of other television shows and the coverage that they gave to this. But really, it's the human element of these two people that are investigators that have now been doing this for 10 years. They've worked on several projects together. They're very good at what they're doing. And even to the point where they're taking some steps that I'm just watching in kind of disbelief going, wow, I can't believe that these two are really trying that angle or trying to get in contact with that person or putting themselves in this situation where it seems a bit risky. Now, let me just say, as of right now, only 2 episodes have been released. This is an 8-episode series from what I can see. And they are available for free as of when I'm recording this online, but I don't know if that is internationally. So I am going to include a link down below to A&E's website where they're hosting the first 2 episodes. There is also an option to buy it on Amazon. That might be available internationally. So I'm going to have a link down below also for the Amazon purchase. I think it's $18 US or somewhere around there if you want to buy the whole series. This I can tell you I'm already invested. If they weren't going to show the episodes for free at A&E, on A&E's website, I would certainly buy the rest of the season and watch this. I don't have cable television, so I don't have A&E, and I'm glad that there's already web access to this show, because I think that's very important considering how closely tied it is with web sleuths. If you really want to get this information in the hands of a community that can truly take it farther or look into it deeper, you want to make sure this information is available on the web, and it looks so far like that is their intent, and that's kind of what they're doing. The integration with web sleuths is pretty cool. They did some cross promotion. Joshua and Rachel went on a podcast that is hosted by the founder of Web Sleuths. They are using some experts from Web Sleuths. And something I really appreciate once again about their approach is they've got this guy that is kind of a, self-proclaimed expert. And even though they're getting information from him, they're not taking it all at face value. There's questions that come up that you can tell that they're struggling a little bit with the information that they're getting. And I really appreciate that. Just the fact that, it's so easy. If you want to make a dramatic piece about the Long Island serial killer, you could really go out there and kind of make an idiot of yourself in front of these real people, but make a very dramatic documentary about you doing that. And that is not the intent. I can tell that they are just dealing with this with such care that I'm just impressed. I'm totally impressed. So I think it's cool because if you have seen their previous work, this feels like a natural progression. This is a huge case. There are many different aspects to it. I did a bit of pretty in-depth research into this case very early on with Brain Scratch. I know that I did cover one of the deaths that authorities think is actually not related to this. I don't know if I'll go into the other 10 because quite honestly, I don't know that Brain Scratch in a little 45-minute weekly format could do the justice that needs to be done to this story, but I can tell you the killing season, is what I would do if I had a production company behind me. They are in the right place, they're talking to the right people, they're taking some very bold steps, and I think the question at this point is, by the end of this series, is it going to be something that actually affects the real investigation? Are they going to get close to possibly identifying some persons of interest, or something even farther than that? We have seen a few documentaries recently do that. Of course, the Making a Murderer one is probably the most famous, but The Jinx was another big step in terms of documentaries that could literally change the world or change our view of what's going on with a particular case. I don't think we'll know until this whole season is released, but for me, from where I'm sitting right now, this is extremely well done, very well handled. I totally appreciate the approach that they're taking to it. They are bumping into much of the same information that I did about the case, about the fact that there are several other bodies that might actually be related to this that don't usually come up in the popular version of the story. I'm very curious to see where they take it from there. I was a little worried when I watched the first episode because there was a lot of details about Shannon Gilbert's about what happened to her that weren't covered, but from what I can see, they're going to get back to those in episode 3. I saw a teaser for the 3rd episode, and it looks like they're going to address some of those things. So I have every confidence that they're going to shake every tree they can in this mystery, and I am hopeful that they can do something pretty unique with this series. Outside of all that, it's great. I can't wait to see the rest of the episodes. I wish that they were all released at once so that I could just binge the whole thing. And I rate it very highly. Right now on IMDb, it's rating 8 out of 10. I got to tell you guys, I think it's a 9 out of 10 for me. The only thing that could make it rate any higher than a 9 out of 10 is if we get to the end of this series and there is something substantial that changes in the investigation because of what this series has done. And if that does happen, just know that I will do a follow-up video, maybe not a review, but on Johnny Vlogs or something like that. I will bring this topic back up so we can talk about whatever might be discovered. I might do that anyway, just because there's aspects of this case that I want to talk about further without doing full-blown brain scratch stuff on it. So 2 episodes in, and I am just completely in awe. It's very, very good work. I think Joshua and Rachel, if you happen to see this review, I know that you saw one of my previous reviews. I think you guys are doing amazing work on this. I look forward to the rest of this series and seeing what else you guys can do with these new partners in terms of web sleuths and A&E. I think that's a pretty little powerful combination you got there, and maybe you guys could actually change the world, make this place a little bit better for all the rest of us. But in the meantime, we will certainly be enjoying your work on the Killing season. So for all of my viewers out there, thank you so much for spending some time with me here on Itchy Mysteries. If you're able to see this, I highly, highly recommend it. If you're a fan of Brain Scratch, I'm pretty sure you're going to like this. However you can try to find it, please do so. And if you want to join in on the conversation, head on over to Web Sleuths. I'm pretty sure that they have tons and tons of threads. I know that they already did about Long Island serial killer, but I'm sure there's a lot of new ones kicking up because of this show. So take care, everyone. I'll catch you on the next show on the Lord Nerds channel.